Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to share a business case study, which is a battery swap dilemma when innovation fails and when it works. In every industry, some companies dream big, daring to solve the hardest problems by reimagining how things work. In the electric vehicle space, one company tried to do just that. Instead of letting drivers charge their cars, it promised a faster, cleaner experience, battery swapping. Drive in with a low battery and within 5 minutes drive out with a fully charged one. On the surface, it sounded revolutionary, a bold idea to remove the anxiety of waiting at charging stations and to give customers the flexibility to upgrade to newer batteries over time. The company branded it as a battery as a service. Customers could own the car, but not the battery. They'd subscribe, paying a monthly fee to access a pool of high performance batteries at any time. It was supposed to be a win win. Customers would enjoy convenience, and the company would gain recurring revenue and long term loyalty. But somewhere along the way, this elegant vision turned into a lose lose reality, both for the business and for the people it served. So here are some key insights I would like to share from this case. So one is that the infrastructure trap. To make swapping work, the company had to build a nationwide network of automated swap stations, each costing hundreds of thousands of dollars to construct, operate, and maintain. Thousands of such stations were needed just to make the system viable. And while the engineering was impressive, the economics weren't. Most of these stations served only a handful of cars each day. Utilization was far below what's needed to break even. In business terms, utilization is everything. Even a multi-hundred million dollar advanced combined cycle gas turbine, in short, advanced CCGT, one of the most expensive power generation assets, can still be profitable if it runs at a high plant load factor. It's a fixed cost spread efficiently across many hours of generation. But a low utilization battery swap station is opposite. The infrastructure stands idle most of the time while costs keep accumulating. What began as an asset light tech company slowly became an infra heavy operator, one that had to keep spending year after year just to maintain convenience for its users. Two, the hidden cost to customers. For customers, the initial deal sounded great. They could buy the car at a lower upfront cost, but the battery, the most expensive component, was rented instead of owned. But as the company struggled to cover its cost, those expenses were quietly transferred to an end user through higher subscription fees, premium pricing, and sometimes limited access in certain regions. What started as a cost saving innovation slowly became a cost sharing burden. Customers were, in effect, paying to keep the system alive, subsidizing the very infra that was supposed to serve them. And three, the technology paradox. Battery technology evolves rapidly. Every few years, new chemistries and high density cells arrive, making older batteries obsolete. For most automakers, this simply means upgrading the next generation of cars. But for a company that owns thousands of batteries scattered across its swap network, every innovation becomes a liability. Old batteries must be retired or rebalanced, and new ones purchased in bulk. Instead of benefiting from technological progress, the company became a victim of it, locked in a constant cycle of reinvestment. To customers, this looked like flexibility, but to the company, it was an endless treadmill of cost. And four, the accounting shadow. The financial structure behind this business grew increasingly complex. The company sold its batteries to a related entity, which then leased them back for use in the swapping program. On paper, this allowed the company to record early revenue and show growth. But later, questions arose. Was that revenue truly earned? Was it just moved around within a network of affiliated partners? What began as a counting innovation soon attracted scrutiny from investors, regulators, and even large institutional shareholders. The models that once symbolized transparency and trust now raised doubts about governance and sustainability. And 5. A different story when battery swapping works. Yet, not all battery swap stories end in failure. In another part of Asia, a smaller company approached the same problem from a different angle, focusing not on cars but on electric scooters. Instead of heavy batteries and massive automated stations, this firm built compact kiosks, each serving dozens of riders daily. The batteries were lightweight, easy to handle, and quick to swap. In a dense urban environment where thousands of scooters zip through narrow streets every day, utilization is naturally high. Each swap station occupies only a few square meters and serves hundreds of transactions per day. The result is lower costs, higher turnover, and better economics. The company didn't over engineer, it matched the technology to the use case. For small two wheelers, the swap model works because the scale, geography, and behavior align. In short, it's not that battery swapping can't work, it's that it must fit the right niche. And 6. Strategic misalignment. While the car swapping pioneer was investing billions in infrastructure, its competitors focused on fast charging and battery efficiency. They improved chemistry, charging speed, and grid integration, letting existing infrastructure carry most of the load. These competitors reduced cost, improved scalability, and reached profitability faster, while the swap-first company was still struggling to make its economics work. In the end, the very thing that made the company unique became its biggest weakness. Its ambition to redefine convenience turned into a burden that few customers truly needed and even fewer were willing to keep paying for. So, this story isn't about one company's problem or failure. It's about understanding that innovation without sustainability is fragile. In business, being different isn't enough. You have to create value that endures. The battery swap model solved one customer pain point, charging time, but it created 10 new ones: capital cost, maintenance, depreciation, and complexity. A brilliant engineering solution can still fail if it doesn't make economic sense. The real lesson here is this: a company doesn't fail because it lacks innovation. It fails when innovation outpaces its ability to sustain itself. And sometimes the opposite is also true. When innovation fits the right scale and the right context, it can flourish quietly and sustainably. The future belongs not to the boldest idea, but to the one that knows where it truly belongs. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next round.